This rise in rape cases, is can one attribute it to a particular phenomenon? Because, cops read crime very well and they know this, it's because of this. So, do you think there is any particular reason for the increase in the number of cases, Mr. Rao?
Madam, no one can certify the city is safe or not, except a woman of the city can certify. Police, politicians, etc., whatever at all claims we may make, only a woman of the city can say whether the city is safe or not. That is number one, ma'am. Number two, the increase in the reporting has increased. Earlier, the number of cases used to be going unreported. So women feel a little more empowered, and police have also become proactive in registering these cases over there. So increase in numbers is definitely not a good sign, but also on a positive note, cases are being registered. Thirdly, what happens is that a lot of consensual sexual activity has gone terribly wrong. And fourthly, I would say that yes, sometimes the situation gets out of control in certain areas where policing is not very effective. But by and large, you should give credit to the people of Karnataka that they have a lot of respect for women. And women, it is not like North Indian states where women are treated badly. Here, women are treated very well. And that kind of fear among women is not there as regards their security is concerned. And, yes, the figures are disturbing, but I think the reporting has increased. But there is still a lot of scope to make the whole state as well as the city much, much safer with higher amount of conviction where we have been lagging behind. If convictions improve, a lot of crime will also go down.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
what I wanted to ask Brinda Adige. Brinda Adige, hi. Rising cases, but convictions are very low. That report says also what Mr. Rao just now said. Do you think, much like it's across the world in several parts, in developing nations, the conviction rate is so abysmal that, that these kind of crimes against women increase, particularly rape cases, Brinda Adige?
You're absolutely right, Sudha. Across the world, we know that rapes on women has continued to only increase. It has not decreased. And it is the same in our country also. And I'm glad that there is a number like 714 in Karnataka, because here women are coming forward confidently to report the case. Now, we know that silence around crimes against women has been something that has been socially sanctioned. And so women rarely come forward. But the fact that this many cases have been reported and FIRs have been registered, I think we need to give that credit to the police for raising that confidence in women. Now, that said, what about the other arms of the justice system, the prosecution and the judiciary? The report also shows that the conviction rate is not even 5%.
Yes.
And if it is not even 5%, 714, we have some 17 or 10 cases that are convicted. That goes to show that the patriarchal justice system have still not supported women. We may have laws, we may have policies, we may have procedures, but the sensitivity and the professionalism with the justice system is still lacking. Then the fast track courts are not functioning like they must function.
Right.
The judiciary and the prosecution is not trained. I know for sure because I'm part of this training program with the police. Across Karnataka and the police academies, there is a lot of training that is happening. For whatever it is worth, there is some amount of sensitivity and accountability.
Huh.
NGOs are involved. So if the police actually, let us say that the police may not register a case,
Right.
like Mr. Bhaskar was saying, there are some consensual cases and they come as rape cases. That is not true. It
Okay.
would be less than 2%, less than 2%, where there may have been consensus, but not in the conventional sense.
Right.
So if they have not said yes, the
Huh.
law says that is not consensual.
Absolutely,
So
of
that
course.
said, let us now place the accountability on the justice system for delaying and for not giving justice, and the forensic department yet to be developed.
All right, okay.
The
Mr.
hospitals also.
Yeah. Mr. Rao, do you concur with what Brinda Adige says, that all right, the police, kudos, she says, they make it easy for women to come forward and say that this has happened with us. There is a sense of kind of a freedom, fearlessness. But what about the slow, grinding judicial system and the machinery, and also she says forensic sciences. These things and hospitals, she says that it is what, according to Brinda Adige, if I may put it in her words, is everything has to come together for the numbers to go down, Mr. Rao.
Madam, if you see, the police are under pressure to complete investigation and submit a charge sheet.
Okay.
In fact, if you drill down further, you would see that charge sheets would have been submitted of 2020 as a 21-22, but these cases would have come up for a trial. The investigation from the police is completed because now forensic laboratories in Karnataka have expanded exponentially across whoever has been in government. It is the effort of the police department, the senior officers have taken, and the medical report is given quite fast. Even doctors have also been good. But the problem is the prosecution, and we have such a huge shortage of assistant director of prosecutions and deputy director of prosecution, judiciary, and as Brinda rightly mentioned, the fast track courts are not functioning.
Okay.
Though it is only on paper. Otherwise, if exemplary punishment is given out, I'm sure there is going to be a lot of fear, and these cases can come down.
Right.
I agree as regards the prosecution is concerned, but the investigation side, we have time-bound investigation. Otherwise, the Deputy Commissioner of Police and the SP will not spare the investigating officer with an inspector if there is a delay in submitting the charge sheet.
All right. And Brinda, I want to ask you that what Mr. Rao said about fear, the word fear. The thing is that we all witnessed the Nirbhaya case, and post that there was a lull in Delhi. I live here. There was fear. There was a fear of God, that maybe you as an ordinary person, me as an ordinary person, we will also pick up a stone and say, are you trying to make advances at me? Because Nirbhaya also emboldened all of us to say, go out there, it's all right. Do you think the sense of fear is missing somewhere? Because Bengaluru is a melting pot of, all cultures now. No city is now only for the locals, where you can culturally control something. It's now, you never know who's who in Bengaluru.
That part, the last sentence, I completely agree with you, Sudha. That is a little bit of a challenge, if not a bigger challenge. But let us put the two things over here. One is fear of law. Now, fear of law will come through only when there is swift and certainty of punishment, which is lacking. Fear because there is no security, that is still alarming. So let us place that on record. There is no confidence, whether it is day or night, that a woman says, okay, I'm confident that I can sit at this bus stop even if the bus is going to come at 10:30. Because what we are talking about patrolling, there is a lot that requires into that patrolling. There is a lot that you want the pink hoisalas to do. We need to be building community securities. Communities need to take up the responsibility also. Every community, like Mr. Bhaskar pointed out, some communities, there is a lack of that confidence and security. You know that when you enter into some communities or some of those streets and roads, that there is nobody who's going to come out if you cry and shout for help. But there are some communities that are very close-knit, and they're always constantly, their doors may be closed, but constantly if there is a shout or a noise, people have come out.
All
so
right.
It is up to Bengaluru to build that sense of security and confidence and safety,
So well
not
said.
only among women, but also senior citizens and others.